How y'all doing? Sup traders, welcome in. In this video, we're going to debunk the 200 moving average. Is it a good indicator or not? Now, you've probably heard of some ideas around the 200 moving average, just long above, short only, long above, stay out of the market underneath. Ideas like this. Here we're looking at Bitcoin. We can look at the NASDAQ. So we're going to get to the bottom of this. And what I'm going to find might surprise you. What I'm going to show you might surprise you. So how are we going to do it? I've got a very awesome gadget here. It's called Micro Timing Pro, and it is an indicator. And the indicator comes with computer backtesting, and the indicator comes with many bells and whistles, knobs that we can turn. Look at all these adjustments we can make for the different assets, and one of them is a 200 SMA filter. So let's check it out. So here we have, just to give you a quick rundown on how the indicator works. The green, so there's two entries. There's a dip buy and there's a breakout. The green is telling you to get in. The gray is the average position. The orange line is our stop loss. So you enter here and then you add an advance here, which takes your average position up. Buy, add an advance, average position. So you see how it works when it's working well. You're in this uptrend with a bunch of positions and letting them run. And then in a downtrend, it's out of the markets sometimes, or it's getting stopped out. Now the question is, what if we didn't trade under the 200 SMA, right? So we have a filter where we can say, hey, we're not going to take trades under the 200 SMA. So we have that filter on. Now we're not taking these trades, right? It looks a lot better now, doesn't it? Same thing for Bitcoin. No trades under the 200 SMA. Looks really good, right? Okay, well, what's interesting is the results that we're going to see. So it looks good, but it comes with computer backtesting. So let's see what the results look like. So right now, we've got a 34% drawdown for a 49,000% return on Bitcoin with the system. Let's see what happens when we turn the SMA filters on and off. So right now, 49,000% for 34%. Let's turn it off. The drawdown stays the same and the net profit increases. Let's turn it off for this one. Okay, the drawdown increases, but we went from, okay, this is interesting, 55% to 89,000. So let's compare. We have them on, 49,000. Yeah, okay, interesting. Let's increase the position size to match the drawdown. Was about 55%, right? Yeah, interesting. It looks like it possibly is helpful. Yeah, it looks like the SMA filter actually is useful on Bitcoin. However, it's maybe not useful in the breakout buy. Let's look. Yeah, we don't want it for the breakout buy. This is for Bitcoin. So to know, we really need to test on all three main asset classes, the stock market, gold, and Bitcoin. But what we've seen here is we do not want to dip buy under the 200 SMA. We turn it on. Sorry, if we turn on the dip buy the 200 SMA, yes, it increases our return, but it also increases our drawdown in a way that's not ideal. Okay, so let's go, before we move to NASDAQ and gold, let's go test on Ethereum. So currently there's no trades under the 200 SMA, or no new entries. As it is, we have a 126% drawdown. What's the deal there? Okay, that's not what we want. Let's test it. 20% drawdown, or 64%. So ETH, I need to change a parameter here. Does that work better? Both. I think this one liked this. Well, regardless, we don't need to get the best possible results. Let's look here. So right now we have a 57% drawdown for a 1,700% return. Let's turn the filter off. So the filter doesn't really matter there. It actually slightly improved to not have it. Let's check for the dip buy. Turning the filter off. The filter is important actually. It looks like we're at a 1,966% return. Yo, the filter is actually important, it looks like. Let's go to the NASDAQ now. Let's turn the risk back up. So we'll go back to the chart and we'll see what it is. So for the breakout buy, is the SMA useful or no? So right now, with the filter on, it's 24% drawdown for an 11,000% return. With it off, it's a 36% drawdown for an 18,000% return. So it looks like it performs, no, it's only 11,000% return. It's about the same with or without. Okay, now let's look at this. We turn it off, and our return increases dramatically, but the drawdown increases dramatically. So we're at 58% drawdown, 4 times as much. So let's match the drawdown and get the drawdown at 58% and see. With a 58% drawdown, so 47% drawdown, roughly a 50% drawdown, we're at 169,000%. So let's go back and turn off the dip buy. 169,000%. Yo, the dip, so that's so far 2 of 2. Let's move on to gold. Well, let's look at S&P 500 before we move on. But so far what we've seen is we'll come back to it, but the having SMA filter might be important for dip buying, but might not be important for buying breakouts. So let's look at S&P 500, which right now is 28% drawdown and 363% return. So let's turn this off, see what happens. 35% drawdown. Better with the filter on. The return's better and the drawdown's less. Okay, now with it off, 45% drawdown for 300% return. Yeah, it's better with having it on. Okay. Now the last asset class is we go look at gold and or silver. Wow, look at gold right now. Okay. One of the reasons why it's so much profit is because this one is 100 years compared to 40 years. So right now we have a 29% drawdown with the 169,000% return. So we turn it off. The return doesn't increase, but the drawdown increases. Well, okay. So the return does increase a little bit. It's like 190 something. So let's see. Yeah, it's better to have it off. So let's look over here. So under the SMA, it's 300 and no SMA, it's 337,000% with a 63% drawdown. The SMA filter. So the SMA filter turns out is good. Yeah, no trades under the SMA. Now there's one other thing, and that's the failed breakdown. So we can turn this on, and we can be a seller under the 200 SMA. So what would that look like? We have this trade now. So that's interesting. Now let's try turning that on and off. I already know, we know the 200 SMA matters there. It'll break out. Well, I guess Bitcoin is the one that what's going on here? Yeah, that's the one. Just touching it is good. 96% drawdown. We don't want that. Let's reduce the size. 22,000% return with 20% drawdown. Pretty interesting stuff here. Okay. So once again, dip by SMA, filter off. The drawdown increases. This one on. Right. The thing is though, if we have the SMA filters, so it seems like it matters. Right, 13% drawdown. Turn this up. 26% drawdown compared to a 90% drawdown is pretty crazy. So, I thought there was supposed to be so the SMA does matter. I wasn't sure if it would actually. It's nice to have yeah, it's nice to have a filter that does that. I mean, yeah, Bitcoin looks so much better. Well, what that means is we're under the SMA right now. It's better to not trade. All right, people. Hope you found that useful. Much love and talk to y'all soon. Peace.